Hey everyone, this is Marielle from Simply Finance and you're watching Simply Finance TV. So if you saw our previous episode about buying real estate, this episode might be for you as well. If you've always wanted to build your own home or renovate your own home or maybe spruce up your first property but don't know where to start, then this episode is for you because our guest today is architect Anj Puyat as she tells us all about her work and how she could help us. So, hey Anj, welcome to the show.
I'm Marielle. Hi guys, I am the principal designer of Arch Anj Design and Build. We do construction and fit out.
I guess before we begin with like the technical, architectural, and interior design questions, can you tell our viewers how you even got into this career?
So growing up, I've always been creative. When we were writing our courses for college, parang when I saw Archie, I felt like it made the most sense to me. True enough naman na parang I feel like I can express myself best through this art.
Okay, yeah. Because actually, guys, in our barkada, we call her Creative Anj. It manifested into a professional career. She's an architect. Most of my viewers are newbie investors or, adulting. And maybe some of them have already bought their first home or their first investment property. And maybe are thinking of hiring an architect or a contractor to help them spruce up their place or actually build the place. So, can you tell us, I guess, where should a person start? How do they even go about it? Should they have a budget in mind first or should they reach out to an architect first? Like, what's the first step?
Okay, so first you have to acquire your property, of course.
Yeah.
And then next would be, probably you can research on an architect that you connect to the most.
Yeah.
Because I always tell my clients that architecture, interior design, it's a process. So you really have to relate with your client.
I think that's also the same way when you choose like your doctor or even a financial planner na parang you want to be able to relate with that person because it's like a long-term relationship basically.
And it's also a long-term investment.
Yeah, I think it's a long-term investment just because, it's your home. It's a very emotional thing and that, of course, I mo naman tipirin your own home because you're the one living in it every day, right? Since we're on Simply Finance and we're talking about budget and everything. For example, I'm a client, I bought my first property already, I wanna make it pretty.
Yeah.
What are the first things to consider before I actually reach out to an architect?
Okay, so there's 3 things that you have to consider. So the first one for me is if you connect with your designer.
Yeah.
Syempre, everyone has their own taste. So one way to see if you connect with your designer is if you check her portfolio. You can also send her pegs and if she can understand your pegs. Because usually when people inquire from us, we ask for like the pegs, the inspiration, the floor plan, all the details that the client can give me. From then, we study it, we check if it parang suits our taste.
Yeah.
Yun, if it works out, then we'll accept the project. The second one is portfolio. So you have to check if your contractor is legit.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they're scared to do construction because ang daming manloloko, diba? Like, parang they do like a bad paint job, they ruin the tiles, sometimes they can even break your appliances. So there's a lot of factors that you have to check before doing your construction.
And the portfolio usually is on their website or Instagram page?
Yung portfolio, me kasi, prior COVID, I would bring my client to the site or kunwari, like this unit, it's about to be turned over. And then there's a client who's interested to get my service. So I would bring my client to the unit that I'm about to turn over to show how I turn over the space.
So it's like buying property.
Yeah, it's like buying property.
Model unit.
Yeah, kasi you're gonna spend to do construction eh. So syempre you want to see the finish.
Yeah.
In the picture, you can check like this is a chair.
Yeah.
Like it's 10,000 pesos and this one's 5.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both a chair, but the quality, you have to like check the quality of the contractor.
Yeah. And
the third would be budget, of course.
Oh, budget.
Yeah,
okay,
budget.
so this is where we're really curious about. Okay, so with budget, I mean, can we just like choose a random budget or how does it even go? Because how would I even know how much a tile is or like how does someone start budgeting for something like this?
So me kasi I'm a designer talaga eh. So what I do with my clients, design first, and then until the final submission, like they like everything in the design, that's when I submit a quote to them. And then in the quote, kunwari, we over budgeted on tiles or like the ceiling or the cabinet. So that's when we reduce.
Parang you edit and see what you can save on.
Yeah, what we can save on. Like, is this a non-negotiable? Is this something needed?
Yeah.
Yun.
So parang from what I'm understanding, I guess when you get to a place of actually hiring an architect, you really have to have saved money already because parang there's no set price, I think.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Actually, when people inquire to me, sometimes they just send me a photo and then they'll ask me, how much? How much?
Yeah.
Syempre, we can't give like a cost how much
Yeah.
it is. There's lots of factors that we have to consider, like what does the space look like?
Yeah.
What's the condition of the walls, the
Yeah.
electrical, the plumbing?
Yeah.
So all of that we have to take account for. And for example, you give me the layout
Yeah.
of your 2-bedroom or your
Yeah.
studio, and then you show me your inspiration, and in this inspiration, like there's so much cabinets, there's so much tiles, you want mirror, you want all these
Even
add-ons,
these, like,
lights.
Yeah.
And then there's this client B who just wants to repaint wall. So you can't really compare apples to apples, like how much it really costs. So yun. So usually kasi people inquire like, can you do this in ganito, ganyan?
Okay.
Syempre, we can't do that. We really have to assess everything and
Okay.
take account yung factors.
So parang you really have to have money saved na. I guess it's really not for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, you really have to save up for it because as I was telling you kanina, diba, I have clients na parang they go to me and ask if, hey, can you fix what this old contractor did? You hear so much horror stories about construction.
Na parang they opted for another contractor because it's cheaper.
Going for like the cheaper option, sometimes it's riskier because some people will just get like a foreman. Oy, may kilala akong foreman.
Yeah, right,
diba?
right.
Like,
may kilala ako dyan.
Diba, you always hear that like, oy, may carpenter ako, ganyan. And then you entrust him with all the things to do, and then in the end you pay twice.
Yeah. So parang from what I'm seeing, it's really like an investment. So you really have to do your research about the architect and see if you're comfortable with that person, if you're aligned, and also I guess you have to save up for it. It's not like, oh, I have an extra 50,000, maybe I can hire an interior designer. Parang it doesn't work that way. The prices could really vary, so you have to be prepared. It can't be like something you just do on a whim, I think. For some people naman who I guess can't afford a designer yet or a firm, do you have any like tipid do-it-yourself at home tips to like, you know, make your home prettier or look, you know, more chic?
Yeah. Siguro, you can paint your wall any color, accent color, wallpaper, plants, update your lighting fixture, change your rug. Actually, there's so much ways. Actually, one of our service is just like styling, and that one, it doesn't have construction. It's just like, okay, update your furniture, update your upholstery.
So parang basically just making the place look cute with
accessories, putting a mood board together, styling.
Oh, then maybe that's something that
you can consider.
Yeah.
Like
it's called styling.
Yeah, parang interior styling.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's more attainable for some, not just styling. So at least that you feel happy
or
in your
actually,
home.
you can YouTube. There's so much like ways to style.
So let's say the client has a budget, they worked with you. What are some things that a client should spend more on, and what are some elements that they can save a little bit on?
Siguro, what they can splurge on. So you can check the profile of the client. So like my client here kasi likes to cook. So we really splurged on her kitchen. Like we used quartz, we did Duco cabinets, and then we used marine ply for the under-counter cabinets. Mga long-lasting things. We also use tiles because it's always wet.
Okay. So at the end of the day, again, it's not about the actual element of the project, but really it's about the client and what's important.
Yeah, what's important to the
her.
user.
So, kunyari, if I'm a client like me, I love to sleep and I wake up so easily. If I want to soundproof my room, then that's a priority. Parang ganon. It really depends. It's really a very personal thing.
It's a really personal relationship. They ask me kasi anything talaga related to their home. So it's a really personal and parang service-oriented industry.
Right. Okay, I learned a lot today. It's not like, okay, here's my open space.
Yeah.
Ikaw na bahala, here are my Pinterest pegs.
Yes.
It's really not. It's really a working relationship and a working budget. Can you tell us like about this place? Like, what's the profile of your client?
So my client here is, they're a family of 3.
Okay.
So it's the mom, dad, and they have a younger daughter. So the wife likes to cook, and then the kid's still a toddler.
Okay, so like her non-negotiables talaga were the kitchen.
Kitchen, yeah. That's why if you notice the ref, it's super
It's so big nga.
Yeah, it's super
Okay.
big. We didn't actually anticipate nga yung door that it would be like really big.
Oh nga, no. So Ange, I guess to wrap it up, and I always ask my guests this, what are your top tips or things that you did as a 20-something-year-old with your money on how to handle their money?
I remember like when I was young, my dad gave me an ATM.
Okay.
So it taught me how to save. So ever since like grade school, I had an ATM. So parang I would like always save money. So that's one of the things that even until now, parang I'm used to parang, okay, when I have cash, I'll deposit it right away.
Okay.
Parang I'll set aside
Nice.
this. Yun.
So parang she always prioritizes setting aside money on a
Yeah.
regular basis. So parang I guess what you're saying is even when you were younger, you
Yeah.
weren't really reckless with your money.
Oo, yeah.
Okay.
Parang we save talaga.
Okay, so she's really a saver. So
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah, I'm a saver
it's
eh.
really important.
Yeah, I'm a saver eh. Pero I spend din eh. So,
Parang you
balance,
just you
oo.
balance it out.
Yeah, pero I just don't like feeling na parang I did. Parang like if I get like a big amount,
Yeah.
parang I'll set it aside.
Yeah.
I won't spend it right away. Like that's
Okay.
not my personality.
So parang you're not an instant gratification type.
Well, I also splurge sometimes. Syempre, like
No,
since
you're a
you-
bargain
oo.
hunter. Like you're,
Yeah, actually, I am
Yeah,
a bargain
yeah,
hunter.
yeah.
Like, if I see a good deal, I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, Maria, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's when I splurge.
That's why we ended up in Puerto Princesa, 2,000
That
peso
wasn't
ticket.
me.
Okay.
That was...
It was all of us.
Yeah, that was all of us.
Oh
That
my
was all of
God.
us.
Anyway,
But yes,
yeah.
that's super true. I'm a... Yeah.
Yeah, you're a
If
bargain
I see a good
hunter.
deal, diba, like, I always message, like,
Yeah.
hey, go to ganyan,
Yeah.
go to ganyan.
When
like
there's a
good
sale,
deal.
it's Ange.
Yeah.
Like, she makes sure she gets the best deal. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Value
makes
for
sense.
money,
Value
yeah.
for money. Okay, I guess that's it. We really learned a lot, and parang it's really a complex
Yeah.
industry, and that I guess at the end of the day, you really have to trust your architect.
Yeah. Architect,
Yeah.
contractor, designer.
Like all
yeah,
of them.
All of it.
Okay, thanks, Ange. Now, can you tell our viewers how they can find you or how they can inquire for that code?
So you can find my Instagram. It's at arch.anjpuyat.
Yeah,
so
and
you'll
we'll also link it down.
Yeah, you'll see my portfolio, you'll see my videos, my before and afters, and my designs. Yun.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in again. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you start saving up for that dream home because, you know, you really have to prepare for it as we learned today. So again, you may always find us at simplyfinanceph.com or at simplyfinanceph on Instagram. And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye!